Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, good. I'm Pete Haggerty. I'm the head of enterprise solutions for Videology. And for those of you unfamiliar with Videology, we are an enterprise solution for agencies and for brands that help them plan their video media, and plan and buy their video media across multiple platforms. So PC, mobile, and TV, addressable and connected TV as well, and soon linear TV. So we're servicing agencies and brands and helping them effectively and efficiently buy video media across multiple platforms. What I'm specifically talking about today is what is holding mobile back? You know, what is everyone has heard for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Next year is the year of mobile. It's going to be the tipping point. This year is going to be the tipping point. It's starting to happen, but there are some very significant challenges that are that we think are preventing mobile from becoming more a part of the media mix or a greater part of the media mix. I'm going to talk about some of those solutions or some of those challenges, and then talk about some of the solutions and how Videology is addressing them. So the first is the canvas, right? It's a different environment. It's not a TV, it's not a PC, it's not even a tablet. I mean, you can consider mobile tablets mobile, but the phone screen in particular is a limited canvas to deliver a creative message, and that has some inherent challenges. The second is targeting. In a cookieless environment, it's very difficult, obviously, to target effectively. There's multiple operating systems and multiple devices, and in a cookieless environment, you can't have the same level of targeting, or it's very difficult to achieve the same level of targeting as you can relatively easily in the online world. The third and possibly the most important is attribution. There is a lot of difficulty measuring attribution, and clients want to know, did it work, right? Did my investment in mobile work? And if you can't prove that, it's going to limit the amount of money that flows or that becomes part of that goes toward mobile, and is part and how it's going to limit how mobile is a part of the media mix. So as a result of those three challenges, what we've seen happen and what I've experienced in the last several years is what I'm calling app insanity. And I was down at App Nation yesterday. I mean, there's an entire 2-day conference down on Mercer Street talking about app strategies, how your app works with my app, how to develop compelling apps for your brand. And I said yesterday, and I'll say it again today, I think it's very short-sighted and very limited to exclusively focus on a strategy that is based heavily on app marketing, right? And the reason for that is, I'll give you a couple of personal examples, so I'll take it away from the theoretical or the business. Personally, as a consumer, I travel almost every single week. And Hilton hotels is where I prefer to stay, right? I like Hilton. I like the rooms. They're clean, they're comfortable, it's consistent. I like the food. I know what I'm getting every time. I love Hilton hotels. I will never download their app. There's no reason for me to download the Hilton app, right? There's no compelling reason. Another example is, as a consumer, I love Intuit. I love TurboTax. My wife uses TurboTax to file her taxes for her business. I am not going to download the TurboTax app on my phone and file my taxes from my phone, right? It's not going to happen. The third, and again, this is personal, this is me as a consumer. Tide is one of the brands that I'm probably most loyal to. I don't even think about buying another detergent. When I do the shopping for my family, I go in to the supermarket and I grab Tide. It's not like, what brand should I get? I'm incredibly loyal, but I am not going to download Stain Brain, right? I'm not going to do it. And I have, I've got kids and dogs and neighbors' kids and neighbors' dogs, and my house is, every week my wife is saying, what is this? But still, even with a household that's full of stain challenges, I'm not compelled to download the Stain Brain app from Tide. I would never do that, right? So what can Tide do? What can Intuit do? What can Hilton do with a mobile device that goes beyond the app strategy? We're going to talk a little bit about that. The first thing, and again, this has been mentioned before in this conference and also down at App Nation earlier this week, is it can't be viewed in a silo, right? Mobile has to be thought of as an extension of your other campaigns. It's got to be thought of in the same way that, or in the same conversation with TV and and your PC strategy? How do all of these three things work together? Are there different messages you want to deliver on a mobile phone than you do on PC? How is it connected to my TV ads from a creative standpoint? And it goes back to the basics. I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide because it's advertising 101. What is my product? What is the target? What is the message? And importantly, did it work, right? And that's part of Videology's DNA, is tracking the effectiveness. Not only is data and math and science a critical part of who we are and what we do, but we don't do anything without a plan to decide whether or not it was effective. So from a targeting standpoint, as it relates to mobile, what Videology is doing is something that we think it's not necessarily unique, but we've got an advantage in the marketplace right now with how we're using advanced addressability with mobile. We acquired a company called Collider Media, an Austin-based company, startup, which at the time had the most advanced mobile targeting in the industry. What Collider does is it takes information from the publishers. It takes, and we layer third-party data on top of that. So I'll give you an example. If I download a consumer app, let's say I download a music app, right? I give my name, my email, my zip age, and my gender, right? That's what they collect from me. What that publisher can do is pass the SHA-1 encrypted email to Pete Haggerty at gmail.com. We then take that and connect it to third-party data. So we're taking that SHA-1 encrypted email address, and we're saying Pete Haggerty at gmail.com, and we don't know anything else about him. Actually lives in Austin, Texas. He drives a Honda Pilot with a lease that's expiring in June. He's got 2 American Express cards. He stays at Hilton hotels 3 times a month. And he's an avid runner, right? So we developed this robust profile we can then use to enable people to target against that. It's not inferred targeting, it's confirmed targeting. And there's a huge difference between inferred and confirmed targeting in the mobile landscape right now. There's lots of different companies out there right now that are using what they call inferred targeting, right? Which is inaccurate or potentially inaccurate, I will say, right? I'll give you an example of that. I had with my Honda Pilot, I had the oil change 3 weeks ago at a Honda dealership. According to probably 15 different ad networks, I am in market for a car because I visited that dealership, right? It's inaccurate. I went to a wedding 3 weeks ago at a country club. According to 15 different ad networks, I am a golfer. I haven't golfed in 6 years, right? So the level of targeting you can get, the level of targeting that has historically been used with mobile is imprecise, and it's getting better and better, and there's lots of companies that are using the same methods we're using to provide the advanced addressability. But it's critical if mobile is going to become part of a bigger part of the picture. Pinpoint is another product that we have. We've got 27 different third-party data integrations that help us with our PC video and PC display advertising to help provide advanced addressability. So in short, what we're doing is we're taking the inventory, the premium inventory from our publishers, we're layering on third-party data from our 27 different data partners, and then we're offering that to advertisers, and they can buy from the brands that they know and love with advanced addressability. They can know that, I have a Honda Pilot, and the guy I work with right next to me has a Toyota Highlander. TV Amplifier is our integration with Nielsen, and we are integrated with their TV panel, and that enables us to identify users that watch a particular network or a particular show and track those users online. We can also see if they were exposed to a particular ad and either deliver them another ad or deliver them an ad because they were not exposed to a TV ad or an ad on TV. So we've got some very advanced targeting and advanced data that helps us, that enables us to track across multiple screens, not just mobile, PC, and TV. We're very in tune with our clients' objectives. Obviously, what are you trying to achieve? Is it awareness? Are you trying to get somebody to buy something? Are you trying to get people to engage with your brand? All of that is decided before we execute a plan. The creative is critical that falls out of that, right? If it's a direct response and you want to get somebody to buy something, that creative is going to look very different from what a creative would look like if you just want to engage with somebody, or you want to deliver a brand message that's designed to evoke an emotional response, right? So the last but not least, and again, this is part of Videology's DNA, is did it work, right? It's critical for brands and agencies to understand whether or not mobile advertising worked. We've got 3 different ways that we do that. Brand impact obviously measures brand lift. Action impact measures engagement. And sales impact measures, did the people who were exposed to your ad actually purchase the product? And there's 3 different companies. I'll give you 3 examples of that. We're integrated. I mentioned with Pinpoint, we've got 27 different data partners we're working with. 3 of those partners are Kantar, Polk, and MasterCard. With Kantar, we're measuring the sales lift with packaged goods. So if somebody's exposed to the ad across multiple platforms with each one set with a frequency, did we see a lift in sales against that particular product? With Polk data, we're obviously measuring car purchases. Did somebody visit a dealership? Did they drive the car? Did they buy the car as a result of seeing multiple ads on our platform? And the last is our integration with MasterCard, which is measuring retail sales lift. When they were exposed to your ad, did they visit your store target? Did they buy what you were advertising? So we're actually tracking the effectiveness at the sales level, and we're able to prove to advertisers that, in fact, your mobile campaign and the combination of your campaigns together, your TV, your mobile, and your PC campaigns, effectively improved the results and actually drove purchases. So that's a very brief overview. The last thing I'll leave you with is more of a it's just really kind of evangelism. It's I would say, I mean, this is a guess. This is not statistically accurate, but this is based on my own experience, that 95% of all plans that I work with people to develop have a direct response metric, and that's fine, but I honestly believe that mobile is ready now to go beyond that and deliver compelling brand messages that evoke an emotional response. My feeling is that the screen is not too small. And again, this is based on my personal experience. I watch more video on my phone than any other screen, more than TV, more than PC, more than tablet. And part of that is I travel so much, but it is my first screen. And that's not a trend. That is a trend, that more people are going to watch video on their phones and on their tablets than any other mechanism in their house. And that's happening now. So branding is possible online. I hope today gave you a good overview of what Videology is doing to address some of the bigger concerns and the bigger challenges with the mobile marketplace. And thank you for having me, and enjoy your lunch.